Hello, Leo. My name is Ray. Welcome to Ray's Tarot. Thank you so much for 100 subscribers. I know it doesn't seem like much, but I'm glad these readings resonate, and we are growing every day because of you, and I appreciate that. This will be a general reading for fall 2021. It might be about your career, your love life, or whatever is the most important message that Spirit needs you to hear right now. Please remember that time is fluid, and if this message does not resonate, be sure to check out my readings for your moon, rising, and Venus sign. Now let's get right into your reading. What is Leo's message for the rest of fall 2021? You start off the reading with the moon. Some of you could be dealing with a Pisces, but the moon is a very deceptive, stressful energy. This is a very heavy reading, Leo. I'm not going to lie, but we'll break it down card by card. For a lot of you, I feel like things are changing very quickly around you, and it might be feeling like you can't keep up. There could be a lot of anxiety getting in the way of you moving forward. Questioning whether you're up for it, questioning whether you can do it. You might be experiencing imposter syndrome, especially in your career. If this reading is about a relationship, you might be having trust issues with this person, doubting their intentions, wondering whether they're keeping things from you. But I feel like overall, this is just past energy getting in the way. You're letting your anxiety take over this situation. You are scared of change, Leo, and what's going on around you right now feels very surreal, and it's throwing you off because it feels like you don't know what comes next. You know, like the clouds are blocking that moonlight. So it feels like you can't really see far forward. Like you lost in the dark, you don't know where you're going, you don't know which path you're on, you don't know where your destination is, and it's throwing you off. But I do feel like this is just your own anxiety getting in the way, rather than somebody else with bad intentions. You have the Knave of Wands here. Some of you could be dealing with another fire sign, an Aries, another Leo, or a Sagittarius, but I feel like this is you. Now, with that anxious moon energy getting in the way, with that anxiety kind of blocking your thought process, I feel like this is you because the Page and the Knave, they're known as being a little bit more emotionally immature. That doesn't mean that you're in the wrong in this situation, but I feel like there's a hesitancy here, like you're holding yourself back. You're stuck in this Page energy because you're scared. And you do have a lot of creativity and a lot of passion for where you're going, but it's like it hasn't come to fruition yet. Like you're still just at the very start of this. You're still trying to figure things out. You're still growing. You have the King of Pentacles. Some of you could be dealing with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And if there is a relationship involved in this reading, I feel like this moon energy is what's between the two of you, preventing the two of you from coming together. There was some sort of deception here. Somebody might have been lying or keeping secrets or not revealing their true intentions, not telling somebody how they felt. And that's what's kind of blocked communication between the two of you. It doesn't have to be literally blocked, but it feels like the two of you aren't really communicating right now, or you're struggling to communicate, you're having communication issues, because that past energy between the two of you, that history is getting in the way of you moving forward. But for a lot of you, I also feel like this is just about you and your path. So some of you might be very focused on your attainment right now, okay, on this pentacle. You want prosperity, you want abundance, but with that moon energy, it feels like, especially with that page energy as well, this emotional immaturity, it feels like you don't really know where you're going. You don't know how to get this pentacle. You might be questioning if you're in the right career, if you chose the right path of education. You might be job searching right now, struggling with unemployment. This really feels like self-doubt to me, knowing that this is what you want, that this is who you want to become, but you don't really know how to get there yet, and that's what's stressing you out so much. You have the Ten of Swords here, so there's some sort of betrayal going on in the fall. It could be about a relationship. Again, I feel like this is past energy for a lot of you. Even if this is a current relationship, this might be your history getting in the way, past problems resurfacing, like having the same fight over and over again because nothing is changing. And with the Ten of Swords, there comes this sense of acceptance, even though it might be painful, that maybe this just isn't meant to be. But for a lot of you, I do feel like this is more self-doubt here, especially with that Moon card energy. You feel very lost right now. And I'm feeling like this is kind of you, repeatedly putting all of these swords in your back. Some of you, this might be at the workplace, like somebody that you work with does not have very good intentions, and they might be in a very competitive nature with you, or possibly slandering you to your coworkers or your boss. But this stress feels so intense that it's almost physical. Like some of you might actually be having like really bad back pain. You have the Seven of Wands here. This is another stress card. It's a card of challenges. It's a card of attack. And again, if this reading involves another person, it could feel like some of you are being attacked in some way this fall. There might be some sort of argument that pops up, especially at work or with a coworker. But you feel the need to defend yourself in some way from this person for whatever reason. Or it could be you and your partner fighting about money. This could also be you going after what you want, standing up for yourself, fighting for where you want to be. But it still feels stressful because you don't know where that is yet, because you still have a lot to figure out. You still have a lot of planning to do. It feels like everything is kind of up in the air right now, and that's what's making you feel overwhelmed, because you don't know what comes next. You don't know where you're going. You have the Knight of Wands here, so this is more fire energy. Things are moving very quickly right now, and I definitely feel like you're struggling to keep up. Or things might be picking up speed in the fall. Some of you could actually physically be moving or purchasing a new home. Or you might be planning some sort of travel. But the Knight of Wands is very ambitious. And again, it kind of feels like, despite the fact that you are very stressed about this, that doesn't mean that you're giving up. You are pushing forward, because the Knight of Wands is action-oriented. The Knight of Wands is a risk-taker. And you know what else? With that Page of Wands, I'm seeing an upgrade here. So you're doing a lot of growing in the fall. You're going from the Page of Wands to the Knight of Wands. Later in the fall, possibly in November, you start off with the Hanged Man. So there's a sense of being stuck at some point here. Some of you might have a decision to make because you also have the Fool in the Eight of Cups. So you might be torn between a new journey, walking away from this, or pushing through. But the Hanged Man is also about sacrifice. So either way, there's a choice to be made here. You can choose to stick this through, to keep pushing the way that you have been, or you can choose to walk away and look for something else. But either way, there's a sacrifice to be made, no matter which one you choose. Are you going to stay in this situation and see it through, even though it might not necessarily be making you happy? Or are you going to take an even bigger risk and abandon it all, even though you might not necessarily know if another opportunity will be presented? You have the Fool. This is a very free-spirited card. This card is about endings and new beginnings. That's why the Fool is the card number 0, because life moves in cycles. So it feels like one door closes and another one opens here, whether this be the ending of the relationship or the ending of a job, or it could just be the ending of a cycle in your life in general. Like no more imposter syndrome, no more self-doubt. You're going to start feeling more confident. You're going to move forward. You're going to go after what you want. Some of you might even be choosing to stay in this situation, but to see it through, and that's what opens up that new cycle for you. Staying in the same situation, but choosing to look at it in a more positive light, thinking about what am I learning right now? You have the Eight of Cups. This is a transition card. This card is about introspection. Especially with that Fool card before it, you're seriously starting to consider whether or not you're happy here, what's going to make you happier. You're thinking about walking away from this and pursuing something new with the Fool card. With the Fool card before it, it kind of feels like this is you walking away from the past and walking towards your future, whatever that looks like for you. Especially with that Page of Wands and Knight of Wands combination there, it feels like you're doing a lot of healing in the fall, you're doing a lot of growing. This is a transition period. You're becoming a better version of yourself. Can you clarify the Moon for me, please? Can you clarify the Ten of Swords for me, please? Can you clarify the Seven of Wands for me, please? Can you clarify the Eight of Cups for me, please? Clarifying the Moon, you have the Three of Wands. This is another travel card, but the Three of Wands is about persistence. So I feel like you're letting go of this imposter syndrome. You are pushing through this negativity, this voice inside your head that tells you you can't do it. You're choosing to ignore that because you know that where you are at in life right now, even though it might not be the most exciting period of your life, you're learning a lot about yourself through this process. Especially with that growth from the Page of Wands to the Knight of Wands. You know that this difficult period needs to happen so that you can progress forward. Clarifying the Ten of Swords is the Page of Swords. You could be dealing with an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but I definitely feel like this is a deceptive energy in your path, Leo, that might be making your journey a lot more difficult. Especially with that Knight of Wands energy, somebody might be jealous of your ambition, jealous of your passion, of your creativity. And I definitely feel like somebody is gossiping about you. It might not necessarily be at work, but somebody sees everything that you're doing right now, and even though you might not necessarily think much of it, somebody else kind of wants what you have, and they're starting a lot of drama to get attention. Clarifying the Seven of Wands is the Knight of Coins. This is more earth energy. this is an advice card because the Knight of Coins is a very slow progressing energy in comparison to the Knight of Wands. So you might be focused too much on getting to the end goal rather than enjoying the process, thinking about everything that you're learning right now, taking it step by step. I also feel like you're so occupied with your goals right now that you don't even necessarily see this other person in the background that's been watching you, because you're so focused on fighting for your success that it's like you have tunnel vision. You can't really see what's going on around you and how it's affecting other people. That doesn't necessarily have to mean that you are at fault, but it just feels like even though you're struggling to make yourself happy right now, you're struggling to find your stability right now, other people see you as you already have it and you're just achieving more. It feels like the more you obtain or the further you go, the angrier somebody else gets. This could even be somebody that you trust, somebody that you wouldn't expect someone to stab you in the back like that or to talk about you that way. Clarifying the Eight of Cups is the Four of Coins. So I feel like this is an advice card. Universe is telling you to let go of control. Because again, I feel like you're so focused on the end goal, you're looking too much at the bigger picture and you're not seeing all the smaller details, especially with that Knight of Wands energy, which tends to be very fast and hasty. The Knight of Wands can miss the details sometimes. The Knight of Wands forgets things because they jump from one thing to the next. You need to be slower, like the Knight of Coins. You need to focus more. Some of you are very worried about money right now, which is why you're not even really paying attention to this person in the background who's been watching you. Some of you might know that this person is talking gossip about you already, but it's like you don't even care because you're just so occupied with your own stuff that you're just kind of like, okay, whatever. You can say and think whatever you want about me. I also feel like this is a message of acceptance, especially with that message of letting go of control. You know that you can't control other people's opinions of you. You can't control the way people see you. They're going to think whatever they want, and you're just going to focus on yourself, on your money, on your home, on your career, your education, your finances. If this reading does involve a relationship, you're just going to focus on the stability and the emotional security that the two of you are building together. Okay, letting go of the past, walking away from control, from trying to control everything too much, from hanging on to everything too tightly, and just enjoying the path, even though you don't know where it's taking you. Instead of running ahead, just take a stroll. Enjoy the sights. Smell the flowers. Okay, relax. You're moving too quickly, Leo. You need to slow down. Okay, Leo, I feel like your message has been received. Comment down below if this reading resonates with you and let me know what your situation is about. I do read the comments and will be liking and responding. Don't forget to like this video and click that subscribe button. That helps me a lot. Let's turn 100 into 200. You can click that bell to get notified every time I post. You can now also follow me on Facebook, where I will be posting announcements about new tarot readings. The link to my new page is in the description below if you want to check it out. Either way, I will see you here again at Raise Tarot. See you later.